Let me tell you a story about Miyamoto Musashi, one of Japan's greatest swordsmen, who lived in the 17th century. Musashi wasn't just a master of the sword, he was also a philosopher who understood the mind's power. And like many of us, he too faced the challenge of overthinking. Musashi fought in over 60 duels, never losing a single one. But it wasn't just his skill with the sword that made him unbeatable, it was his mastery of the mind. Early in his life, Musashi realized that his thoughts could be as much of a weapon as his sword, but they could also be his downfall if not controlled. At the beginning of his journey, Musashi found himself overthinking before battles. His mind would race with what-ifs. What if his opponent was stronger? What if he made a mistake? What if he lost? These thoughts clouded his judgment, making him anxious and hesitant. He knew that overthinking could lead to defeat. So, how did Musashi overcome this? Musashi developed a practice of mindfulness, which he referred to as Mushin, or no mind. This wasn't about emptying his mind, but rather about being fully present in the moment, letting go of unnecessary thoughts. Musashi trained himself to focus solely on what was in front of him, the opponent, the sword, the battle. He believed that when the mind is clear, the body can act without hesitation, responding naturally and instinctively. Musashi also learned to trust in his training. He knew that he had prepared himself well and that his body knew what to do. By placing his trust in the process and his skills, he could quiet his mind. Instead of worrying about the outcome, he concentrated on the task at hand, allowing his actions to flow without interference from his thoughts. But Musashi's battle against overthinking didn't stop there. He understood that overthinking often stems from fear of failure, fear of the unknown, fear of not being good enough. To conquer this, Musashi embraced the concept of embracing death. This might sound extreme, but to Musashi, it meant accepting the worst-case scenario and moving forward without fear. By accepting the possibility of death in battle, Musashi freed himself from the paralyzing grip of fear. He believed that when you no longer fear the outcome, you can perform with true freedom and clarity. This mindset allowed Musashi to remain calm and composed in the face of danger, making decisions based on logic and instinct rather than fear-driven thoughts. Musashi also practiced what he called Heiho, or strategy. To him, strategy wasn't just about physical combat, it was about mental preparation. He would visualize different scenarios, preparing his mind for any situation that might arise. But once the battle began, he would let go of these thoughts and trust in his instincts. Musashi believed that over-strategizing during a fight could be just as dangerous as not having a plan at all. The key was to prepare thoroughly, but to act in the moment without being bound by rigid thinking. Throughout his life, Musashi emphasized the importance of simplicity. He believed that overcomplicating things, whether it be in swordsmanship, art, or life, only led to confusion and hesitation. By stripping away what was unnecessary, Musashi could focus on what truly mattered. He applied this philosophy to his own mind, constantly working to simplify his thoughts, actions, and decisions. In his later years, Musashi wrote the Book of Five Rings, where he shared his wisdom. He advised that overthinking leads to indecision and that the key to mastery is clarity of mind. He taught that one should focus on what is essential, trust in their training, and live fully in the present moment. Musashi also highlighted the importance of balance. He believed that a warrior must cultivate not only physical strength but also mental and spiritual strength. To achieve this, Musashi spent time in nature, practiced calligraphy, and meditated regularly. These activities helped him maintain a balanced mind, preventing overthinking and fostering inner peace. So, if you find yourself caught in a cycle of overthinking, take a lesson from Miyamoto Musashi. Practice mindfulness, focus on the present, and trust in your abilities. Remember, clarity comes from letting go of what you cannot control and concentrating on what you can. In the end, Musashi's greatest battles weren't just against other swordsmen, they were against his own mind. And by mastering his thoughts, he mastered his life. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.